Hey, I'm Launders here at CEVO Season 8. I'm here with Dignitas' Pimp, former IGL, now Opper, former IGL,
Yeah.
now Opper, um, and we're just right after a match versus Virtus.pro. It was a 2-1 victory for them, a very close series. How'd you feel about it overall?
I felt we could have won the game. Like we won the first map, and that was quite surprisingly. That was on train, their pick, and basically their strongest map, and potentially the best train team in the world, Virtus.pro. So that was quite surprisingly for us. And we felt like Inferno is a map that we usually play good against Virtus.pro. So we felt that after winning train, we actually could go on and take this best of 3 2-0. But unfortunately, it didn't went that way. We played, I wouldn't say bad, but we didn't play up to our full potential, and they started rolling and they started playing better and better during the series, especially on Inferno and Mirage.
So let's talk about Inferno for a second. Okay, so what happened on Inferno? It was a 9-6 half, I want to say.
Yeah.
They won the second pistol round, right? And then they won one more rifle round, brought it to, I think, like 14 rounds or something like that. And so you had to work from behind.
Yeah.
Was it just an economic game?
Yeah, actually we won the second gun round, but they won the anti-eco after, so we kind of screwed ourselves over there. That was basically the key round on Inferno, because our CT side was really good. As you said, we only lost one rifle round, and then we actually picked up, I think, 6 or 7 rifle rounds in a row, only to lose the 2 last ones, unfortunately. But we played great on Inferno CT side. We should have gotten more T rounds, and we shouldn't have lost that anti-eco, and I think we actually would have won Inferno. But that's how it is when you play against a team like Virtus.pro. They're one of the best teams in the world. They just punish you if you make one small mistake, and they did, and that won them the game, I guess.
So what are your takeaways from that map or just the series overall?
We played great. We had some great individual performance. We also had some bad individual performance. I played a horrible series, but you win and lose as a team, I guess. So I just have to step it up against Conquest, and hopefully we'll be here tomorrow and play again. So there's not really much specific we can take away from this game. We played good, and we're still feeling great about facing Conquest in around 2 or 3 hours from now. So it's great for us, and I still believe that we can make out of the groups and potentially go into the final as well.
Nice. I feel like I'm talking to you on a high. Like, this is a really high note for Dignitas. You guys are playing well here at this tournament. I mean, you might have higher expectations for yourself, but in terms of your track record, it's been lackluster throughout. You've had a lot of roster changes to deal with, and so you have plenty of excuses. You know, not a lot of time with your team. Every time you get a good teammate or a potential good teammate ends up having to change. So do you feel like you're coming to a good place now? Do you feel like after this tournament something was already planned that might change, or?
I don't know. I feel like as you said, we just brought in Tensky. It's not more than 3 weeks ago, and it was 1 week within the major. So we haven't really practiced with Tensky. Like only 4 or 5 days practice with Tensky. So it's hard. And right now we're playing on our guts and like on our feeling in the game. We don't have much. Like we don't have a lot of tactics. We don't have a lot of stuff we can actually adjust in game. We just play our game, and if it's not enough, it's not enough right now. That's of course is a weakness for us. Obviously that we haven't played more with Tensky, but as you say, it's going fine. Like the major was kind of let down, but again CLG went off and took a map of Navi, who ended up being second in the whole major, and we were in a group with Envios and Navi, who both went on to the major final. So we can't really expect us to go out of that group anyway. So the major was okay, and now, as you say, we are playing great here, and hopefully we can finish the job later on against Conquest, and then we'll see tomorrow if we actually have the level that we have shown so far.
Yeah. So a lot of good things to say. I guess the one thing that I'm curious about is, you were calling, you're not calling anymore. Why did you decide to not call, or maybe why did you decide to hand it off to MSL? And maybe what are the differences you two have as callers?
Well, myself have always been the caller in Dignitas, actually. I haven't been calling in Dignitas at all, and actually
Copenhagen Wolves
was not me either. No, I've always been the second, like the backup guy, in some teams at least, not all, but I like to come with inputs, but still focus on my own game. It has always been MSL who has been calling in our team.
Oh, okay. So I guess that answers that. I didn't know that. I always regarded you just kind of like the brain of the team, just I guess off of very little information. So, one thing I liked about your Mirage, I know you guys like that map quite a bit. You've actually picked it quite a lot in the online season.
True.
Were you confident going up against Virtus.pro? It's not very nice to have an overlapping map pool in the sense that they're good at Mirage as well. But I noticed you guys favored mid control quite often. And when you were able to take it, you made a lot of it. But sometimes Neo would push up mid or Biala would push up mid. Did you feel like you needed mid?
Yeah, you usually do on Mirage. Like mid is the whole Mirage game. If you don't have some strong tactics on either A and B, you don't have anything on Mirage if you don't have middle. And as I said before, that's again probably one of the reasons why we didn't have a better T side, even though we are leading 5-0. From that point, we didn't get any more rounds, we only won, and it was mainly because we don't have like set strats and we don't have good strats. We only had our standard, and they found a way to close that down. Like they found a way to close our mid strats down, and then we didn't have much to fall back on, and that's mainly due to the fact that we haven't played with Tenski for a long time. So that's how it is when you face a team like Virtus.pro. They're really good, and if they figure you out, it's really hard to come back, and especially with so short duration.
Now, Tenski seems like a great fit. He was actually playing really well, I thought. He's opening up sites quite often. Do you think he's just fitting in really nicely?
So far, it's been great. Yeah, it's quite early to tell. I'd say it's only been 3 weeks, but so far he's been doing an excellent job, and he's everything we ask for. So you can't put a finger on him at all.
What are the growing pains of having to go through like different teammates so often, like play styles or personalities?
Yeah, both. Like we're spending a lot of time outside the game, of course. So you have to get to know the person you're actually playing with, and it's frustrating to change player that often. Like we had Nico on our team for like 7 or 8 months in a row, and that was like great because we all felt that we know each other really well, and our gaming game also. Like you could see that when we played. Now it's more like a transition of getting to know Tenski both out game and in game. So it's kind of hard, and I don't like it. Like it's never fun changing a player, but sometimes you just have to face that it's needed. So it's like there are positive and bad things about both.
How much cardio do you do?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Thanks for the interview, man.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Good luck. Good luck in your future games, and I think there's a lot of good things to say, and I hope you feel great about your performance today.
Thanks.